Good morning, Geno here with Music Villa. Today, Geno Likes Tech 21 SansAmp Fly Rigs. So these are very interesting. I don't know if folks out there actually understand what the SansAmp is. In the early days of modeling amplifiers, everybody was using digital technology to do that. There was this guy in New York, Andrew Barta, who obviously really liked the analog sound, and he figured out a way to do modeling with analog circuitry. So above all else, the SansAmp product itself is an analog amp modeler, and it's a much smoother way to do modeling. What Andrew really believed is you didn't need to noise gate in the circuit to get rid of high-end digital scratchy sounds, and it's just a much smoother way of doing things. So what the fly rigs are that we keep here in the store are these really great, they're called fly rigs because you can literally hop on the airplane with them. These products are super lightweight, super skinny. They sound wonderful. What's really great about these, we carry 3 different products. There's an acoustic fly rig for your acoustic guitar, the bass product that's blue and very hip, lots of cool sounds there. And then the electric guitar product that we choose to carry in the store is actually the Richie Kotzen version. So I'm going to run through some of the features on these really quick, just so you can kind of see what they do. Definitely plan to come in and play them. Very, very handy for just going directly into a PA system. If you don't want to carry an amplifier, the acoustic one especially and the bass one make dynamite DI boxes. All 3 products, of course, have that SansAmp technology in them, which is really what makes it important. So if we just kind of look at the layout, let's start with the acoustic one. The acoustic product, and as you can see, as I turn things on and off, hopefully the camera can pick that up. The lights light up to show you what you're using, which is really handy. I actually don't see so great anymore, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. So for me, it's really great when I push that button. Oh, that's the circuit that's on for me. So actually, we have to start from, let's see, right to left, because your input is over here and your output is here. What we have for the acoustic product, first thing, there's a phase switch, which can be really dynamite if you're using a microphone. Also, and the pickup in your guitar. Sometimes you can get things out of phase. It can help you with feedback. Occasionally can change the low end that you're getting out of your rig. So that's just an option that's right there. There's a built-in compressor here with a level. And when I played with this, that was probably my favorite thing on the acoustic product. The compression was really clear, really great if you're going to strum really hard. It's a very smooth compressor for just mellowing things out. There's a boost here, which is also on the stomp button. And I might mention some of these are foot stomp switches. Some of them are little finger dip switches to get them on and off, like the notch filter, which is the next option. If you don't know what a notch filter is, it's basically an EQ frequency that's taken out. It's a really tight graph, or really tight what we call a Q on the EQ, and you can move that around. So if you're having feedback or a bump at a certain place in a guitar, you can find that and notch it out. And that's a finger thing, because you're probably going to set that and leave that. Purple is your volume. Then you have the actual SansAmp circuit. And on this product, the SansAmp circuit is a finger switch, because you're probably, for an acoustic guitar, going to set that up and leave it. It's not something you're going to use to change the tone of your guitar. So the SansAmp also includes a shiftable mid, highs and lows, and then it also has what we call a low-pass filter on here. And that just allows you, sometimes on acoustic pickups, you get this really top-end, super bright kind of chimey sound. The low-pass filter lets you kind of roll some of that out without changing the tone of the guitar. Really, really functional preamp here on the SansAmp. Then there's an effects section. The next stomp switch here is reverb, on and off. That's pretty easy. It's just a dial. And there's a switch over here for the reverb. I don't know if you can see this. These lines kind of tie everything together. There's either a small or a large reverb sound. They're both very, very nice. There's other videos on YouTube of guys who can really play, kind of showing how these things sound. They're dynamite. Really nice sounding reverb. The next knob that we have, finger knob here, switches our effects from the delay or the reverb. So you can either have delay or reverb on here. And you can also, oh, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. There's delay or coarse. So the reverb is by itself here. delayer course on the second feature, and a couple of different effects patches for that. There's a couple other tiny buttons here. There's a headphone jack. The output not only will go to an amplifier if you want, but also to a set of headphones. You need to be careful that that's in the right position because you could push the front end of an amplifier a little too hard if you don't do that properly. There's also a ground lift for, as I said, these make dynamite direct boxes. So this is also mainly a DI for acoustic that just sounds wonderful. And this is a ground lift for the XLR output. The back is very simple. You have that input, 1/4 inch output, which is also a headphone output, power, and a DI. This does not phantom power. It has to be plugged into the board. So you can gather your head around all of that. That explains the rest of these products. The bass product is very, very simple, similar to the acoustic in that it's a DI. It's got a headphone switch and a ground lift. The layout is much the same. We also have a bass sans amp preamp, which is really great. Not a lot different in that in the front end of that. You have compression. Again, very nice, smooth compression. You have a pad in, which is for your active basses. I think that's the international sign, by the way, for active bass. Let's see, boost. And then on the sans amp, there's something a little bit different. You actually have a drive on this circuit. When we get over to the effects section for the bass guitar, it's interesting because we actually have a fuzz and you have an octaver. And you can mix the level of those in. And again, the lights come on and off. I just threw my power plug on the floor, though, so no lights on this one. But that's the bass product. Again, it's got a DI out that's liftable, and the output also works great as a headphone amplifier. That brings us to the RK5 Richie Kotzen Sans Amp Tech 21. This is the one we carry for electric guitar. A couple different things about the RK5. Uh-oh, there's no DI out. So this is strictly a preamp for guitar. You can use, there's also no headphone switch. You can use this with headphones. You just need to come buy a special plug from us that goes from stereo or from mono to stereo so you can plug your headphones in. The output is strong enough to drive a headphone, but it's not going to be in stereo. The biggest thing to mention about the Richie Kotzen model over the other Guitar Tech 21 Fly Rigs, we don't carry the other ones anymore. What we found when we had all of them is the Kotzen model seems to sell like 5 to 1. So we can't have everything in the shop. We just kind of decided let's focus on the one that sounds really wonderful. What I found out is Richie Kotzen spent a bunch of time with Tech 21 voicing the front end of this product. So he has a 2-stage overdrive. The first one allows you just to go from a really nice shimmery clean to a pretty gritty distortion sound, and then there's a boost built in here, and the boost button is on its own. So with those 2 settings, you can if you know who he is and how he plays, I mean, he goes from shimmering clean to just, you know, balls out rock and roll kind of in one tune, and he's able to do that with not doing much at all except for maybe hitting the boost button. Very, very cool. Come in and check that out. I almost think that just as a distortion pedal is totally worth owning. Again, then the patented great Sans Amp preamp in here, and on the guitar product they actually put the reverb right on the Sans Amp, so this is like a little amplifier all on its own. Also, then the delay on this product is really cool. There's actually a drift knob here, and I didn't monkey with this, but what it actually does is it simulates a chorus by only having a delay, so it's kind of delay or chorus. Again, there's some great examples. In fact, the fun thing about this one is just go watch Richie Kotzen use it, because he kind of actually shows how it sounds like chorus, and it really does in his hands. The only other thing to mention on the Richie Kotzen is these knobs are awful tiny on purpose. It actually says that in the box there's some little finger grips that you can put on there, 4 or 5 of them, just for your favorite settings to change. And so that just makes it easier to kind of move a few of those knobs. Again, all these things, super tiny. You can stick them in your pocket, throw them in your suitcase, work great in a gig bag, great for emergency situations, especially here. I mean, that's happened a few times where, hey, you know what, we just need to go direct into the PA, and these ones that are DIs are wonderful for that. All these products ship in a depressing canister that I thought was going to have toffee in it, but when I opened it, it was just the Sans Amp and cables and power in a manual. So, but now I want some toffee. So, anyhow, we love these. Definitely make a date to come on down and play them. They're wonderful, and they're in the effects case with all our other fun products here at Music Villa. Have a great day.